Hey guys, I know it's been a while, but anyway, I am back. Well, kinda. I'm not appearing on camera as I wanted to create this video quickly, and there will hopefully be one with me actually in it on Sunday, as I've got some neat stuff to show off. Anyway, what I'm here to discuss today is really this thing that's been going on due to a controversial post created with the intention to portray a segment of our population as being perverted, and through that trying to endorse hatred and stigmatism. Now I can put the image up and the issues are underlined with red. The issue with the image as a whole is this whole notion that it's going you, attempting to tell the individual what they want, as well as the language use such as mutilation and fetish. Even the title, "So You Want to Be a Little Girl?" The deliberate choosing of little girl as opposed to a number of neutral terms like female instantly puts a thought into the reader's mind, which then, put alongside with the other language, doesn't fare so well. So there's no true denying that there's something messed up with this picture. It doesn't discuss a section of a group, merely making blanket assertions on what transgender people are and want, and by doing so is attempting to paint them in said way which only fuels the already existing piles of transphobia by justifying it on the whole basis of they're really just perverted bastards who only want this for sex, which is pretty much the same message as its image. Now there's also the issue of where it was posted. It was put on the WipeOutTransphobia page, a collection of individuals who have grouped together, both trans and non-trans, to stand up against the spread of misinformation and unfair treatment in the often forgotten T in LGBT. Because of them having an issue with the image, a certain user, MalpercioGod, created a video response which we'll be going over now, so let us begin.
Hey guys, it's Agron here, and I'm coming to you guys today with a video about, well, I'm trying to address a little issue with one of my friends, his waifu, as he pronounces it. Recently posted a message to anti-transphobia page, and his friend is receiving a lot of hate for it, so I decided to delve in and look at it and see what's going on. Now, I looked at this message, I read the picture, and the picture is essentially talking about how a lot of the people who are transgendered don't actually want to be that, they just want to experience it. Now, before you jump on the bandwagon, let me get this clear. This is not covering every single person. However, you cannot honestly sit here and tell me that every single person on this planet that has considered changing their gender has done it solely because they thought they were the other gender. They thought inside their soul, their heart, their mind was the other gender. But you can't also tell me the contrary, because we don't know every specific occurrence.
Here's the first issue. It lies with your statement or usage of the phrase "a lot", even though you draw back to make it clear that you're not discussing all trans individuals. What you are saying is that the majority, or very significant number of them. This is astounding, as you then go on to argue that we cannot state for certain that every person who has ever considered a sex change has thought so due to them feeling they were born in the opposite gender to what they really are. Whilst that statement is true, you A. cannot factually assert that the majority of transgender people do not actually feel they are the opposite gender without backing your point with evidence, only to then state it's not possible to be certain that none feel that way. So tell me, how do you equate the majority without knowing what the facts are? B. In your first statement you claim to be talking about transgender people. In the latter, you talk about people who have considered sex change operations. This is a classic case of moving the goalposts. The GLAAD, aka the Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation, defines transgender as a person whose gender identity is different from the one they were assigned at birth. Psychology also defines transgender by the same terms. The implications of this are astounding because I can claim that every transgender person believes or identifies with the opposite gender, as that is in fact the very definition of transgender. This has a deeper impact as it shows your complete inability to do the most simple of research. Yet, as stated, I cannot claim that no individual ever has thought of a sex change operation merely for experience. The issue with this is where your friend posted his picture clearly showed that he was doing a targeted attack against transgender people. Continue.
Now, what happened to people thinking about things from two sides of a coin? You've got the side where this picture is obviously coming from, which I'll link below for you guys so you can see. And you've got the opposite side where people are changing their gender because they honestly think that they are the other gender. Now, this picture was depicted as hateful, demonic, just a bunch of negative words. And as I look at it and reading it, I am not seeing it as a hateful message. What I'm seeing it as is an honest opinion from somebody who is genuinely worried that some people might be changing their gender for the wrong reasons.
I have shown you the image and discussed its various issues. I have drawn on the context of being posted on the WipeOutTransphobia page, which connotes a targeted attack. However, we are not attempting to censor you. This item called free speech does go both ways, however. You ask what happened to listening to both sides of the coin, yet you disabled your comment and told those who disagreed with you on your page to fuck off. That is both hypocritical and moronic. Well done.
Now, we're all humans, we make mistakes. It's just natural, we make mistakes. But it's sort of like the suicide thing. You're using a near permanent solution to a temporary problem. A sex change is 1, expensive, and 2, almost damn near permanent, because getting switched back, I don't even know how much it costs, and I don't even know if it's possible. But the actual change I heard is actually quite expensive, so I'm not going to delve too much on what I don't know. I'm going to try and focus on what I do. However, depicting this image as hateful is a bit over the top and a bit ignorant, because that means you can't honestly grasp that there's two sides to this coin, and obviously you're the opposite side that this person's trying to address. This page is a transphobia page, and I'm going to be speaking, hopefully they will see this video. I'm meaning in no way disrespect, but I have to make this known because when I see bullshit present, I make it known that I have an opinion against it. Wow, that doesn't make any sense. I have an opinion against it. Now, I'm probably going to get, you have no life. Oh, yes, I just did a really William Johnson. But I see this and I'm like, okay, so why are you saying such hateful words and then throwing more hate towards the person who did it? I'm going to tell you one thing, and this is going off the past topics for about a month ago. Cyberbullying it's just wrong. There's a difference between cyberbullying and joking around. Most people perceive joking around as cyberbullying. This is straight up cyberbullying. You are pushing hate onto this one individual for no essential reason. Only because they expressed their opinion and you took it as a hateful message. It wasn't a hateful message. You're fucking stupid. You should grow the fuck up.
That is purely laughable. Seriously, that image is designed to incite hatred and stigmatism. It's called hate speech. Now, before you claim I'm oversensitive, I have a sense of humour, sometimes dark. I can see the differences between saying a drag racing joke and targeted hate speech. When that person is making a blanket statement on how all MTF transgenders who are considering going through surgery are perverted bastards who just get a kink out of it, that is hate speech. Now, I assume you are familiar with the idea of treat others how you wish to be treated yourself. I hope so, as I don't have time to educate you on that as well. Tell me, who posted the hateful, and I've backed the term up repeatedly now, hateful content on the group targeting them. We are not on about someone who created the image and just left it there, actually posted it on the page against transphobia. Your crocodile tears do not work here. Your friend came in setting the bar at a level and should expect no other response. It's like this stupid girl who ran into 7-Eleven, started swearing at everyone and threatening to beat the shit out of this one girl, and then ran off crying because she got punched in the face. It is idiocy.
I'm 20 years old, and I already can understand. I can already see the two sides here. You want to know why? Because I don't jump to conclusions like that. I look at it, see the different possibilities, see the different occurrences, see the two sides, and I can actually judge whether or not it's hateful, negative, or positive. You jump to the conclusion that this person's trying to mean disrespect. Sorry. When this person is just trying to get a message out to people who might be changing their gender for the wrong reasons. There are people out there like that. If you say there aren't, you're fucking stupid. I'm sorry. You're fucking stupid if you honestly think there's no one out there that has changed their gender solely because of their sexual desires. It's just, I can't level on that. It's just true. Because we don't know the minds of every single person on this planet. We don't know the minds of every single person that has ever existed, who's ever gotten a sex change.
Now, I want you to listen to me and listen well, as you are not showing the slightest form of intelligence or wisdom on this matter whatsoever. You have no idea what is involved with sex changes at all. As a college student studying psychology, allow me to teach you. Firstly, you cannot just walk in and pay for a sex change. If you think you can, then in your own words, you are fucking stupid. An underage person has to go through anywhere from months to even years of psychoanalysis, where if the specialist finds any signs that the person may be making the decision for the wrong reasons, they will be refused. This happens in every single case when dealing with young people. Why do I feel I only need to address the surgery below a certain age? Because if they're above that age, then they are an adult who has lived with themselves their entire life and know far better than you ever will who they are. If you think otherwise, have I got news for you. You are fucking stupid. You have not analysed both sides. You lack any basic knowledge in this field, so please mature a little. You are arguing like a 12-year-old.
Now, I'm going to address one other thing. I went onto that picture, and I said people who are following this picture and not even reading it are sheep. Guess what? 2 minutes, banned. I swear I'm gonna have an aneurysm when doing these videos one time. When you can sit here and tell me that you're agreeing with the message 100% and not putting any thought into it, and your thought is the general consensus of every single thought on there, and you sit here and tell me that you're not sheep, well, I don't know what to say to you. I'm sorry, but you really honestly need to step back, look at it from a different perspective, and reevaluate it. Because you're not up to par with actually evaluating what the picture means. And I'm going to reiterate once more, you're fucking stupid. Anyway, I was all talking to you. Have a great day.
You claim that any person who disagrees with you is a sheep. This is of course false. I've read and picked apart the image as well as your arguments. Just because you find yourself on the wrong side of humanity, defending the intolerance and targeted hatred, guess what? We're not going to take it nicely. I am a different perspective. I'm not a transgender individual. I am, however, the guy running my college's LGBT group. Now, what disgusts me the most is that this image isn't on an adult-only site or a political site. There are young people who identify with transgender. Whether they are or not is arguable, but they subscribe to that page for a reason, as they already receive some of the highest levels of intolerance dished out by society. Whereas an adult can see this as just a hateful attack, a younger individual is far more likely to be struck by this, leading into a cycle of self-hatred, misery, and possibly worse. And this image is most likely targeted at them, with the use of little girl. For someone who claims to care so much about cyberbullying, you don't half support it. So please, study, learn, and grow up, as you are seriously lacking. I realise you removed your video, and I would have let it alone except you did a follow-up video, which will be linked below, and again you claimed that you were somehow the victim of this, so I thought that you deserved this as a reminder of your fuck up. Thank you all for listening. This is Essence of Thought. Out.